Hey guys, it's Bianca again. I started recording and then I switched to the Waz app or Waze app. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But I switched to that app because I'm doing Lyft right now, and so I'm going to pick someone up. So I started recording, and then I switched to that app, and it stopped recording. So I'm gonna try and re-say what I said. But yeah, I told you guys I'm on Lyft, and I recently made a pretty big decision for myself. And I'm sorry if you guys hear like directions in the background. I'm probably gonna have to take them out, but if you hear like stuff here and there, I'm sorry. Or I'll probably have to figure out how to bleep it out, because I mean, I know like I'm not like, a celebrity or anything, but it's still just safety and whatever. But yeah, I recently made a pretty big decision for myself. I don't know if you guys watched Adam's Roll With Me video. And it's kind of about like his work experience, how he used to work in the food and nutrition department in the hospital, and how he works in sterile processing in the same hospital now, and just his thoughts on it and all of that. I don't want to go too much into it because I kind of want you guys to check it out and see what you think, or if you relate or if you agree or anything like that. But I know I can resonate with it pretty well, because of course I worked in food and nutrition as well, in the same hospital, but I also just love working with people in general. Even though I'm an introvert, I know it's kind of like you're an introvert, but you like working with people and you like being around people. I do. It's just for introverts, it's kind of, it's all about balance. I love people, but I need my space too. But I feel like that's everybody, but it's just kind of like a little bit more noticeable with an introvert. But yeah. Oh snap, I have a low battery. But anyway, I don't know if you guys caught on to this, but I said I worked in food and nutrition. So recently, I made the decision to resign from my job because I want to follow my dreams as a dancer, as an entrepreneur. And even though I love what I did, I loved working with the patients. I loved, just having that interaction with people and knowing that, people are being taken care of, especially like elderly. They're in the hospital, so they're there for something. So no matter what age they are, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, and they're eating and they're good. Like they're on the road to recovery. So that was my thing, and I decided to resign because I was just like, I worked a lot. Again, I don't know if you watched this video, but the decisions video, where we kind of made like a little like joke. That joke was like real, like where he said, Adam said something like, I'm trying to make our weekend special, yada yada yada. Our 2 consecutive days, and he said, well, 2 consecutive for me. And because I had every other weekend off for the most part, but but I worked a lot, I will say. And again, like I said, I love what I did, but it wasn't, other than funding. Okay, but even though I love what I did, I still worked a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot, like, a lot more than like normal 40 hours. And I just didn't have time to do much of like dancing or, let alone auditions. I'm at work before the sun comes up, and I get out of work when the sun goes, like, way after the sun goes down. So there's no talk of auditioning and anything like that. So I had to make a decision for myself to leave, and there were other situations for why I left as well. But overall, it was a tough decision because I really did love what I did. And Adam will share the same thing. Like, he loved working in that department and working with the people that we worked, the patients that we worked with. Why did I say that? I was like, the people. That's no shade, but he specifically mentioned the patients. He just really loved working with the patients and having that interaction, and just having like more hands-on in their life. Even though sterile processing is very important. Like, if you don't clean that, people can get sick. But at the same time, you don't get to talk to those patients. So I think that was kind of his thing. And he loves to talk. I talk a lot, surprisingly, but I think it's him rubbing off on me. Maybe. Because like I said, I'm an introvert, so. Okay, but but yeah, he really loved working with the patients, and I did as well. So from that point of view, I would say yes, I'm gonna miss that aspect of the job. But I decided to resign from there and really like get working on my career. Start doing auditions, start doing classes, start focusing more on YouTube, getting back to being comfortable in front of the camera, getting back to being comfortable, talking to people and in front of people, and in an area where I, thrive. Because, when I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about, I can go on forever, as you have probably figured out. But if you meet me in real, in day to day, I don't really talk that much, unless, of course, we get on a really passionate topic for me, and then you'll be like, this girl is talking my head off, literally talking my head off. I thought she said she was all this and introvert and blah blah blah. No. But yeah, with that being said, I have so many ideas and all of that, and of course I want to keep my options open, and since I have more free time, I figure why not make extra money with Lyft and stuff like that, just to just especially starting out. You don't want to get complacent or lazy or anything like that. So I want to kind of keep things running, and then kind of tweak what I can of my schedule with everything to to where I have more time to actually create. And honestly, I've worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever, in long hours, and have been able to do dancing and stuff like that. But this one was a little bit different because, again, I'm actually trying to audition. When I did that, I was already, I had already done all my, I wouldn't say auditions because I was still auditioning, but there were certain days that I had off, even if they weren't set days, but there were still days that I had off, and I could kind of play around with that. Hey guys, so it's me again. You probably tell different time of day. But yeah, I did some lifting, and I couldn't do the navigation and taking a video at the same time. So I decided to just, wait until I was done. But I'm gonna head home and eat something because I'm very hungry. I did not eat breakfast. But I'm trying to remember where I left off. It was so long ago. I believe I was just talking about the fact that I decided to resign and, how much I really did enjoy what I did. But this is just kind of like a move that I wanted to take for me. And yeah, so far, it's different. Definitely different. But it's the life that I want to live. And it's my passion. So, and I'm definitely like a hustler. Like I don't mind working more in the beginning or period if that means that, I'm doing something that I love and that, I can really put my all into. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be focusing more on dancing and doing YouTube, be doing, of course, like Lyft and all other types of stuff just to, make a little extra money here and there. Because I figure, if I have the time, why not go ahead and just, add, have money for savings or have money, in case it's a slow week or whatever the case is. But I'm excited. It's, I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's definitely different, and it's definitely gonna take some getting used to. But I don't know. I think it's just important. Even though what I was doing at the hospital was very important. Okay, this guy's going like so slow. Yeah, this guy is going so slow, and it's not that I'm impatient. It's just that I'm on the highway, so I don't want anyone to slam into me, like from the back. Because down here in Florida, they can be, some people, a lot of people drive like maniacs. I'm just gonna keep it real. But anyway, even though what I was doing at the hospital was very important and I felt very fulfilled working with the patients, it still wasn't like, I knew that I didn't want to retire there, if that makes sense. And then just certain, scenarios, just kind of like, on top of that being the situation, certain scenarios just kind of gave me that extra push to like, you really need to own your own life and really need to do something that you can put 100% in. I mean, of course, everything you do has its obstacles and has its rules to how you do it and all that, but, dancing and, some other ideas that I don't really want to get into right now, but things like that is kind of like I have that control over what I do, what I don't do, and, of course, saying no to certain things may mean that I'm not gonna get that gig, or I'm not going to get that money, to be honest, or I'm not gonna make as much or whatever. Like, different things have their pros and cons, so to speak. But in the end, I control what I do. I control, depending on how hard I work and, how much I put myself out there, how much I really invest in, my passion. And of course, it's still, everything we do relies on other people to an extent. If there's no market there, I I can dance till I'm blue in the face, you know. Nobody's gonna care, you know. I'm just gonna be dancing for my health, and I'm gonna be very healthy, and that's gonna be it, you know. But you know, everything that we do does rely on other people to an extent. But how much we're comfortable with is up to us, and how much work we're gonna put in to have maybe a little bit more of a say in what we do and when and all of that is up to us. And I'm by no means saying that like I don't like authority and all of that, because I don't have a problem if someone's telling me to do something and they're telling me the right thing. Of course, like I don't care if people are always telling me what to do. It's just when it comes to and this isn't specifically about a specific job or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, because I'm driving, and when I drive or when I'm talking and just kind of like not paying attention, my brain just kind of goes. But for example, like if it's something that I don't agree with, or there's other obstacles in the way that shouldn't be, like they're not normal quote unquote job obstacles for me to do what I want to do and to do the best that I can at what I was there to do, that's a problem. And I kind of don't want that at all, but yeah, I'm really excited about this journey. I know I have a lot to learn. I have not been dancing professionally, so to speak, in a while. So, I gotta get like back in tip-top shape. I'm still pretty much in shape because my job was pretty active, and I kind of like, even if I do kind of like not work out for a while, I mean, of course the first time is always like, oh my gosh, but I tend to get back into shape very quickly. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just, getting comfortable being in front of the camera and like really serving it and not, holding back, all of that. This is what I want to do. I know that I can do it. So I really just need to have that attitude. But yeah, so that's where I am with that. Back to the Florida drivers. I know I'm all over the place, but these Florida drivers are just crazy. So the other day,